Christie.
And I'm John.
And glad you're watching
We're
it.
your fantasy.
Yeah, I'm your fantasy. Okay, well, we've got some hot news, don't we, for this week?
I guess you could say that. We had quite a few injuries this weekend.
I know, we've kind of discovered this afternoon, I was kind of really confused about Ryan Grant being injured, because I kept thinking that he was talking about Ryan Matthews, and then there's also a Matt Ryan, right? There's
Yes,
Matt Ryan?
Yes,
and they're all three different people in different teams and different positions. So, what do I need to know about this Ryan Grant injury?
It's amazing you even win a game sometimes.
Anyway, just tell us what we need to know. He's going to be out for the season.
Ryan Grant's out for this year.
And what happened to him?
Torn ACL.
ACL. That'll keep you out for the season.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay, so who rises up? Who kind of is the value's gone way up?
I'm not going to tell everybody who that is because we can't pick him up until another week's passed. And after I've picked him up next week, y'all can know it's Brandon Jackson.
Brandon Jackson. Just keep him in mind. His value's rising.
Yeah. First person who gets him is going to be the team with 2 losses. And I mean, I've got a couple of candidates in mind, but I would really like to have him. Just, I've got a stable of running backs. Adding one more stud to it would be nice.
Okay, let's move on to the Cobb, K-O-L-B, how you don't pronounce
Cobb.
the L in that. So anyway, he gets knocked out. He gets a concussion.
Yeah.
Right, so he's out for a little bit.
Yeah, we don't know how long. They're going to evaluate him on Friday, so he's definitely out this coming
welcome
week.
to the NFL. So anyway, and then Stafford gets kind of knocked out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And funny thing is, both of these quarterbacks belong to Mojo.
Yeah, neither one. I don't think could have helped him that much.
So during the draft, very last pick, Justin picks Michael Vick, and I thought that was just kind of funny. It was an afterthought and everything, but 19 points. He would have gotten him.
It paid off. He's got a quarterback this coming week, which is better than what we can say for a team that would have had Cobb and Stafford without Vick. At least he's got a handcuff there. That's a nice handcuff. It's paid off. Good job there. Not so good on the game.
Well, let's talk about that game. It was Twin Terror and Mojo.
Yeah.
I took the Mojos on this. Justin, I'm truly disappointed. But anyway, it's all principle. So anyway, tell us about the game.
It could have been a serious ass whooping if I'd have started Arian Foster. It was bad.
Arian Foster, 40, right at 42 points in one player.
Yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse. Mojo, you got by without getting, the full taste of the Twin Terror. But next time.
Freedom Rider Shafts.
Yeah, Freedom Rider and Shafts, so that's right.
You're making my notes over. Well, this was our closest game.
Yeah.
But we knew this was going to be pretty close going into it. And I think one of the most interesting things about this game is we really saw how much these defenses are going to be making a difference when you start counting the return yards. I think Green Bay had 166 return yards. Atlanta had 120 return yards. We're adding 12, 16 points to our defenses that we didn't have last year.
But everybody is.
I know, but everybody is. But some teams are. There's another defense on here that scored a lot of points too. Some teams more than others. And it really would have had Freedom Riders started their better defense. He would have won by a lot. I chose the Chaps over the Freedom Riders on this game, so thank you, Thomas, for pulling that one out.
And next game, what's the next game we're looking at?
Next is Lopes and Runs.
Oh, Lopes and Runs. That's the one I was looking forward to. Well,
what you gonna say about me?
Got to an early lead, never looked back. It was an easy win for you, pretty much. It wasn't even as close as the score indicated. Got out to a very early lead, and there was no way. So we both picked you to win, so no surprise there.
So we're on that one.
Who's the next game?
We have Intimidators and All Stats Army, which we both took All Stats Army on this one.
In fact, I remember calling that a shit game, if I remember correctly.
Okay, well, it's my comments on this game. Being nice. Martin, you did the only thing you could do. You started the best lineup that you have, minus the kicker.
The only lineup.
Anyway, but who would have thought that you draft a kicker and they're not even one that's going to start the season. So you really, when the waiver wire opens up, buddy, you need to grab you some folks, because there are, I think, some surprise players out there that we saw on Sunday that are scoring and racking up some points. That
best player available is probably it's gonna be his selection, dude. Brandon Jackson. That's the first player you need to pick up. You got to start repairing this team from the ground up.
So, anyway,
just
we both
put that in the system.
Both got a W on that game. Next game is Cowboys and Headbangers.
Interesting game. I actually had the Headbangers, pick for the win, but Lee's team, I said I had some questions, some doubts about his team, and I needed a week or two to see. I just needed one. Lee, I believe in your team. You've got it, man. I give it to you. You've got it. Sorry I doubted you.
And then we have Kimmy's Cowboys and the Red Raiders. Raymond's Raiders. Who's Red Raiders? Is that another one? Y'all forgive me. It's fantasy night and I am tired. And that Brennan shoots paying off for Brent. So anyway, I wasn't real surprised in this game. I had Cammy's all the way.
I had chosen Raiders, so. Not the Red Raiders. Raymond's Raiders.
So as it falls, I had 4 wins and 2 losses.
I had 4 wins and 2 losses.
4 wins and 2 losses, so we're tied right now, which leads us into next week's games and our predictions, our picks for next week's games. What are we going to start with?
Let's start with Mojo and Freedom Riders. Mojo, I'm picking against you, dude. I'm sorry. It looks like Freedom Riders got a stronger team. It looks like they're scoring more. I don't know. But after I just thumped you, I don't think you're going to recover anytime soon. It's going to take a few weeks to get your head back,
Okay. He's got all these reasons and everything. And
I'm going with Freedom Riders.
I'm going with Freedom Riders, just gut. Just looking at them, I just think that Freedom Riders is going to start better players than Mojo. Sorry, Justin. All right. Then we have the Shaps and the Lopes. It's Thomas and Chris Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? You know they're going to be talking some crap. Y'all get on that waiver, or not, get on the message board and give us some content. We're needing some content.
I know on this game it's Chaps scored quite a bit in the previous game. It was a close game, but I'm going to actually the Lopes are, for some reason, are a 20-point favorite in this game. But Thomas, I believe in you, dude. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Chaps over the Lopes in the minor upset.
I'm taking the Lopes.
You're going to take the favorite?
Take the Lopes.
Okay.
I think the young Cub is going down this time.
Okay. Next game was, it's going to be a classic, it's at least in this household, it's going to be Runts and Twin Terror. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to say anything other than Twin Terror will prevail.
Okay, who outscored you this week?
Not many.
But who outscored you this week?
We got lucky. Who has Arian Foster?
What is the likelihood Arian Foster is going to have another 42-point game?
And Chris Johnson.
That's 2 players. 2 of my players can produce 42 points.
Oh, each one of mine's going to.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the first. Here, I'm going to put this poll. I'm going to put the poll up. This is it. Who do you think between Red Rants and Twin Terror is going to win this week's game?
I think it's Twin Terror.
Well, we each get one vote already, so we'll put it to everybody else and see what.
You're gonna go with who?
I'm going with Rants.
There, I got a win on her here. There's, I'm going up right there.
Okay, moving on. Headbangers and All Stutz Army.
Hey, what's your thoughts?
Did I get this one?
Yeah.
Man, I like both of these teams. I'm just gonna go with the Headbangers. I know that he only scored what 60-something points. I'm looking at his team. I think that he could pull it out. Come on, Chris, help me out here.
I'm gonna have to go with All Stutz Army. We'll just have to see how that one's gonna go. All Stutz is right now a 30-point favorite as the team
says?
The computer.
The computer says. Okay.
30-point favorite.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, well, I guess 4 and 2. I was 1 and 2.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take All Stutz on it. So
Okay.
that's 2 games I have up on her already, or 3 actually. Next game we're going to take a look at is Cowboys and Raymond's Raiders. Lee, I said I doubted you before last week. I'm a believer now. I'm taking Cowboys over Raymond's Raiders. Oh,
That's right.
okay.
I think I'm going to go with the Cowboys too.
See, now
Cowboys.
Yeah.
All right. So now that takes us to Cammie's Cowboys and the Intimidators.
Sorry, I was trying to keep a straight face. I can't. Go ahead, speak.
Martin's going to kick your ass one of these days.
Well, you damn sure ain't going to be in fantasy football. It's his team sucks.
Well, I didn't say that to be in fantasy football. He's bigger than you. He's going to come kick your ass.
But wait for it. Who you picking?
I'm picking Cammie's Cowboys. Hey, Martin, you got...
God, I can't even talk.
You got us up for another week. Then you've got to start turning this team around.
So, in your opinion, with Mojo as crippled and injured as he is, oh wait, for the record, I'm taking Cammie's Cowboys too. Just so we get that away. But anyway, Mojo as crippled as team as he has, and as bad as Intimidators are, which is the worst in a head-to-head matchup. Which one would sit there and go, I absolutely refuse to win? Which one?
You can't say that against anybody. You never. Vic is the starting quarterback this Sunday, and I'm just saying, you never know how it's going to end up.
I know, that's why I'm wondering which one's worse.
Came back and whooped my ass in the championship.
But I'm talking about right now, which one's worse, Mojo or Intimidators?
I don't know.
It's a toss-up, really it is.
It isn't me.
That's right. Anyway, I guess that's about all we got for this week.
Yeah, that's Fantasy Night with John and Christie. I'm Christie.
And I'm John.
Good night.